money book. The NSFW Show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. Papa J in the building, better buckle up. For my fans, I'ma drink out the Stanley Cup. Like I said, now Bell better buckle up. And I got my people with me, what the fuck is up? Bo back in the building with a new sound. Coming in loud, breaking through the crowd. NSFW best show round. And I'm a big boy, so I know I make my family proud. Z Money in the building, yeah, I'm going up. First episode, fans showing love. NSFW, nerd stuff, and I'm on a higher level, never coming down. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. The NSFW Show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. The NSFW Show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling.
Yeah, we are back with the internet's most family-friendly NSFW podcast, Nerd Stuff and Freaking Wrestling. This is Season 3, Episode 2. People did not like that I called last week's episode 20, nope. So we are on Season 3, Episode 2.
I like the format a lot. Shoot me the link when you catch a break and you're talking.
Yes, sir. That's me, Bulk Lesnar, your host with all the most. Joining me this week, we got Papa J.
Can you afford a timbre?
And the man in black,
Alex Salyers, the most dangerous man in Arizona.
Yeah, the
most violent man in Arizona. Sorry
I think if you're violent, you're pretty dangerous.
Yeah. So we got a big show today.
We got a show. It just so happens to be this isn't such a busy week in the nerd culture right now. I think probably the biggest piece of news to hit at any basically part of the news is that Bethesda has come out and said that they are doing a remaster of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, which are two of my all-time favorite games. And since they are getting their remastered, have officially removed them from my top 5 list of games needing remasters.
They got you.
So they wouldn't fuck me.
They got you.
But since we're talking about the remasters, we're going to go ahead and get that out the way.
All right.
Papa J, did you happen to think of what your number 4 remaster would be? Because last week your number 5 was Road Rash for the PlayStation.
And as I mentioned before the show started, it's really hard to find one that needs a remake or a remaster because they've already happened.
Yeah.
I mean, Spyro, which I'm playing right now, I'm playing the remaster on Switch 2. I mean, it's perfect. However, it's now been remastered. Crash, already been remastered.
Yeah.
Resident Evil has all been remade up through 4.
Mm-hmm.
And
they didn't remake 0, though. They didn't remake that one.
Oh, no, they didn't. Hey, there's my pick right there, Resident Evil 0. Thank you. I'm
a Resident Evil guy, man.
Resident Evil 5 and 6, I hear they're getting remasters, but I don't think anybody's going to care about them. And then 7, they found new life in the genre, and those won't have remasters because they already came out, cutting edge.
Yeah. Well, my reach is a bit further back. I mean, for me, it's a childhood system. N64 is a little-known game called Jet Force Gemini.
I have that game.
Yeah. I remember scant about it, but that I played it for hours. Is that I just remember switching between a male character, a female character, a dog, and killing a bunch of ants.
Ha! Nice.
Probably sounds
quick sound check.
It might even be obscure because I don't know how popular this game was on the Nintendo 64. I just knew I played it a lot. I'd want them to remake Bomberman.
Oh, there's so many new Bombermans.
Bomberman's been all over the place.
Shut the fuck up. That's 2 weeks in a row.
Bomberman's pretty popular. It's still really popular.
I will say this, though. I think I told you this off air a couple days ago, but I downloaded Sniper Elite 5.
Yes, you did.
I went back to try to play 2 again. I beat 2 years ago, but like the graphics and the controls are so
wonky,
just different,
yeah,
and outdated that I don't have the patience to relearn the controllers. Versus how they've made them for part 4 and 5, but I downloaded part 5 and it is fantastic.
Yeah, I think Sniper Elite's that's the one where you get the X-ray where the bullet goes through,
That's right. And it's
So-
fantastic. My kids love it.
So you've been shooting off a lot of jewels?
Yeah.
That's what you do in that game.
Just blowing skulls apart. And my daughters will watch it in slow motion and they'll go, ew. I actually let my daughters try to play it. The twins. I actually they have a shooting range on the game, so I was trying to teach them how to aim and shoot, and then they were doing it because they think they're playing the game,
Yeah.
right? But then they get a hold of that right analog stick, and they're just looking all over the place. You can't narrow them back in.
That's where you just you give them the unplugged controller, and you're just like, no, look how good you're doing.
That's what I've tried to do, but they've smartened up. Now they know to look at
They're
the
pretty sharp.
Yeah,
They know to look at the bottom of the controller, and if there's no light on it, they know that
it's off.
yeah, they know that I've been busted.
Kids are great, but speaking of next generation and bringing people on and everything like that, I want to remind you guys to like and subscribe. You got to get that part out of the way.
Share this show. If you're listening right now, share this show. I can't tell you how big that is for the audience. And then everybody else like and subscribe.
Yeah, I am trying to do a little bit more. I'm trying to do at least once a week something called NSFW Shorts, where at least once a week I'll go live for 20 minutes and talk about something that is interesting pertaining to me. This past weekend I did a short where it was basically titled WWE Grinding My Gears. And
Nice.
in short of it is
I watched part of it. I was watching that as I was watching Monday Night Raw and telling the old lady there's no way they're gonna pull the belt off of Cody. And then you're like, and then they pull the belt off of Cody and we're watching the match. I was like, oh, God damn it.
But you're watching SmackDown. You were watching Raw. That's SmackDown.
Oh, I meant
Yeah.
to say Raw. Did I say SmackDown?
No, you said Raw. No, not SmackDown.
Oh, was it on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was on
okay.
SmackDown. It's Friday night.
Oh,
Cody,
all right.
well, Drew is the SmackDown champion. But I'm not calling him WWE right now. I'm calling him WWS, World Wrestling Spoilers.
Why is that?
Because it's as soon as the show is done, wherever it's at, there's no holding back from the spoilers. It's just like, here's everything. We'll take away your desire to watch it on the West Coast because you're hours behind us. That's what I like about Raw. If you're free and it's airing at noon, it's available at noon for everybody.
Right.
Whereas SmackDown is just like, oh yeah, it aired at 5 on the East Coast, but you need to still wait until 8 o'clock for you West Coast people.
Well, they took away my desire by putting it behind so many goddamn paywalls.
Yeah. Not to mention 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 3-hour Raw.
Yeah.
And the big complaint on them right now, because I listen to a lot of James with WSI and him and Stevie Richards and stuff like that. His biggest complaint, he's been timing the shows out. It's like 28 minutes into the show before one single match begins.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It's supposed to be sports entertainment, but for 28 minutes, you're barely getting the entertainment and there's no sport. And then when there's sport, it's so late in the show that you've already lost the idea of the entertainment. So it's like it's really 3 hours of just waiting around.
Right, there's a lot of that, I noticed.
I told Papa J that I like to watch. I don't watch Raw live. I watch it the next day because I have the ability. It won't if I do watch it because it's not all spoiled for me. I have the ability to skip entrances.
Yes.
Because there's some entrances that are way too long. They've
been padding the entrances too since the 3-hour SmackDown came on.
Yeah.
They'll literally go into commercial during an entrance, and it's not done when they come back.
Yeah, and if you ever at a live show, what happens is they'll cut the lights and they'll either let them play to the audience, but I've also seen it at times where they pull the music down, it's quiet in the building, they're just getting into the ring, they're talking over things, whatever, and then when they come back live, the music's back up, the volume's back up on the music. I don't know if they do that anymore, but you're right. You could skip through entrances
and you cut 45 minutes off the show.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of like, damn. And like, I have a lot to say about AEW. Probably not what people would like to hear, but the one thing you can say is they do have more minutes per quarter hour and more hours in general of actual wrestling.
Oh, there's definitely pros to AEW over WWE. You know, they're not the machine WWE is, and they're not as produced as WWE is, and they're probably not going to make the type of history WWE points out that they make. But there's a lot of pros to AEW.
But you mentioned something just now, and I think this is mainstream wrestling in general. Wrestling's too overproduced. I like the wrestling where it was dimly lit. You had one big light over the ring, and you could pull the lights up on the crowd and stuff like that. But like Dallas Sportatorium, I look back at that and go, damn it.
WCCW.
Yes, it's like damn it. I wish it was a little more grungier, and it's so lights and sound and pretty, and it's just like wrestling should be a little more. I liken it back to WrestleMania 13. It wasn't anything spectacular on the set, the sound, the lighting. Nothing about it was spectacular, but what you did get that was spectacular was pro wrestling, especially in Austin and Brett. That was pro wrestling at its finest.
Right.
But
it wasn't overproduced.
You know what I heard, though?
What's that?
Is that if you live in Arizona, you can go down once a month to the AWF training facility and get yourself a seat at AWF High Voltage, which is what exactly you're describing.
That's right. AWF High Voltage just had its very own first inaugural taping, in which I was blessed and fortunate to be able to produce alongside some of the other veterans in the locker room. And from top to bottom, it was a fantastic show. Maybe out of the entire locker room of 30, 40 people, there was only 4 of us that have ever worked televised matches. And for a locker room full of young kids that ain't been doing this, some of them not even more than 6 months, some of them not even more than a year, they went out there and they wrestled like they were on TV, like what we covered in the production meetings, and everybody went under their time.
Oh.
Timing is a big thing in this business. You go over your time, you're in deep shit. Nobody went over their time. I mean, they were so under their time in certain matches. I won't mention names, but there was one that was segmented for 19 minutes. Oh. They're like, we ain't going no 19 minutes. We don't need it. I'm like, I appreciate that. Can you give me a healthy 16? Yeah, all right, fine. They went 10 and some change.
Oh, God.
And this was like halfway through the card. So then I'm having to take the, 9 minutes or 8 minutes and some change. And I started going all around to the other matches and delegating minutes to matches depending on who was in them and how much I trusted them to take that time.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, all right, you had 7 minutes. I'm giving you 9. You had 8 minutes. Take 10 if you need it, and it worked out. But I mean, that's a much better problem to have than everybody going over their time. And I told every one of these young kids, I said, I can fill 2 minutes of time. I'd rather you go 2 minutes under than 1 minute over. I can fill a minute of time with anything that can help and support the show.
Right.
But if you take a minute from me, I can't fill a minute that's already past me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find it somewhere.
That's right. And sometimes it's not afforded to you, but these kids all did really well. I think they should all be very proud of themselves.
So, for the people who didn't get to attend it live, where and when will they be able to see the shows that have been taped?
If I'm not mistaken, so we are blocking them into like 4 episodes. So one taping is 4 30-minute episodes, and they will be airing on Fridays. Our first one will be on this Friday. I'll have to get the time for you because I don't see where it had been posted or anything like that. The show's in post-production right now. Everything will be post-production right now until we can get more hands on deck. But they're going to be airing on Fridays, and then plus you get you get things that are going to be added to the tape library in our large shows at Bullshooters, the Cages, and so on.
Right.
Oh man, I wish I could have made it to the first one. I was so bummed. I was asking my kids, "Do you guys want to go? Do you guys want to go? Do you want to go see the wrestling?" My son was kind of into it, but he's like, "Well, but my friend's gonna be on the game," and I was like, "This is poor planning on my part. I knew the date. I didn't get a sitter."
You know who did make it though was Bob.
Yeah,
right.
Bob and his wife made it, and they said it was a great show. And I didn't expect him to be out in the crowd, but when I walked out there to introduce myself to the audience and greet our live audience, I walked right past him. He reached his hand out and shook my hand. And I was delightfully surprised to see him.
Yeah.
Did you recognize him right off the bat, being he's outside the environment you're used to seeing him?
I sure did.
I'll see somebody from work, and I'll be like, Oh, I know that guy. Well, I see him every goddamn day, just not out on town.
Yeah.
He looks like he has more life in him. Like he's not soul-suckingly depressed to be where he's at.
He looks familiar. Who is this guy?
You'll appreciate this, too. The way I opened the show, I lifted a promo from Steve Austin.
Did you?
I did. And the promo that it was, do you remember after WrestleMania 14 when he beat Shawn in Boston, he came out as the champion dressed in a suit? And
Did he?
Yes, he did. And he said, this is the absolute last time you will ever see Stone Cold wearing a ridiculous suit like this son of a bitch. And he threw the suit off. He took the suit off and he had his trunks and an Austin 316 shirt under it. I did the exact same thing. I was dressed in a button-down shirt, a vest, a blazer, the hat, everything. And underneath all of it, I had a Man in Black t-shirt. I started ripping everything off, throwing it all out to the audience. So the audience got their very first souvenir that anybody could have gone home with
Nice.
was from the Man in Black, because they want me to be the most interactive character on the show. And so I gave them things to go home with that you'll never get to see at another show again.
Right.
Yeah.
And it went great. And somebody, my timekeeper, Hannah, I hired her as a timekeeper for that night.
All right.
She handed me the vest. I put it on over my Man in Black t-shirt. So now that's who you're going to see at High Voltage from now on, is the Man in Black. Not Alex Salyers, who you know as the Man in Black. You're seeing the Man in Black run this show.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to New Dawn on
sir.
Saturday, January 24th.
Dijak will be there. Paul London will be taking on Chubby Depp for the final time.
Paul London. What a name.
Good friend of mine. He's an awesome guy, man, and we're so thankful that he gets to come down and be a part of the show, because he's really integrated into our locker room well with a lot of these younger guys. We need guys like that.
Right. Is Chubby going to be inserted into the title picture again, or is he?
I don't know.
Taking a breather because he'd been champion for a million years.
I think they're trying to figure that out right now. The big thing they have going on at New Dawn is a
7-man.
it's a ladder match.
Yeah, I think it's
a multi-man ladder match. I believe I counted 5, and at the end of the show on Saturday, I inserted Clutch into the match as the final contestant and the final entrant into the match, really just to get back at JC Westerfield for how he was doing things. But that's going to be a big deal, because Westerfield has both titles right now, but the Arizona State Championship is on the line for that ladder match. Chubby is one of those guys. He sells tickets, man. He doesn't
awesome.
need a title.
No, he doesn't.
If you get Chubby Depp in and of himself, you're getting a good show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Chubby's one of those guys you put the title on because the title needs help.
Exactly.
Right. He's one of those guys who can elevate a title. The title doesn't need to elevate him.
I agree 100%.
And because he is so over and so popular. And to the people listening right now, some of these names may seem unfamiliar. We're not talking about Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. But God willing, through the coming weeks, we'll have these guys on the show. And who knows, maybe even show a match.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'm not now we're talking on the fly. I haven't cleared any of this horse shit.
And I'm going to talk on the fly too, but we've all been in discussions about your possible involvement and things like that.
Right.
And, I would like to start getting, especially since the show hasn't been around as long as Big Lip Radio, I'd like to start having one of my roster members sit right here in this chair and explain what they're wrapped up in the show. I would love to have Alyssa on the show as like your inaugural wrestling guest on NSFW. She impressed me the most this past weekend. She is 28 years old. She was a gymnast. She's now a nurse, and she did her first pre-tape before the show. She was so nervous about it. She's like, what do I do for a pre-tape? I said, tell me the truth about who you are.
Right.
So I can invest in you emotionally. She did that, and then as I told you, I gave her a small token of a gift.
Right.
As like a congratulations on your first night in the wrestling business, and she got real emotional, and it made me happy because it's like nobody did that for me 17 years ago, and I did that for her, and it meant a lot to her, and she had, in my opinion, one of the matches of the night. If not the
give me
match.
the name again, Alyssa. And is she just going by Alyssa?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
All right, so it's Alyssa. It was her first match as she opens up the opening inaugural match for AEW's High Voltage.
AEWF.
She wasn't the opening.
AWF. Yeah.
She wasn't the opening match. It was actually Aussie G and Dagoosh.
Oh, okay.
But that was also a fantastic opener, and I had been helping Aussie G. We've been working with Aussie G a little bit, and it was said to me by our boss, and I never mentioned this to Ozzy until after the show was over because I didn't want to cabin pressure him. But my boss looked me directly in the face and said, "This is Ozzy's breakout match if he does this right," and he did. And
Nice.
I told Ozzy when he came back, I said, if that had not been the opening match, you'd have been in trouble. And the reason I say that is not because he didn't do anything well. He did everything extremely well, but because it was the very first impression made of professional wrestling to our live audience.
Right.
Had somebody else gone out there and done 900 other things before him, they wouldn't have cared. But because he was the one that's why opening a wrestling show is so important. And a lot of people shit all over it. Oh, I'm curtain jerking, I have to open the show. That's where you want to be if you're not the main event.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you are setting the bar, the standard, the tone, the pace, and you are the first. Say somebody in that crowd has never been to a wrestling show before in their life. You are the very first wrestling match they've ever seen, and that's going to be dependent on how well of a job you did that either does or does not make them a fan.
Right. Yeah, back in the old days, they like the news always opens with the biggest news story of the day,
Headline.
and then trickles on down to weather, sports, human interest, and out the door. Now, wrestling used to be just the opposite, and this is still the way I think a wrestling show should be structured, but I'm an old man, so nobody agrees with me. But your first match used to be SD Jones versus Iron Mike Sharp, and that was your first match of the night. The ending match is going to be Hogan versus Iron Sheik.
Correct.
And that's how they used to do a match. You start slow and you build up to the climactic main event. Mm-hmm. Now they have a main event, opening the second hour of Raw, and it's like, this don't make no goddamn sense to me.
I liked that we opened with Goosh and Ozzy because they're not brand new to this, but they are relatively new, comparatively speaking, to the majority of our locker room.
Right.
I've been working with Ozzy. He's a friend of mine. I'm training Hannah, who he's affiliated with, and you've been out there for some of our training sessions and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was happy that she was there because she doesn't know this. I didn't tell her this directly, but I will when I see her. I needed all hands on deck, and I yelled at everybody and said, whoever does not have something assigned to them for the night, come to me immediately. And I assigned everybody a job. Now, what I didn't talk about was that there is a new segment that we are doing on this show that is going to be part of our tape library that will be offered to the audience to see, but it's going to be performance-based only. It doesn't mean they got to win, doesn't mean they got to lose, doesn't mean...
Right.
We have a segment now called Spot on the Card. What this is one of these younger kids who are just trying to break in gets put in the ring with a veteran or somebody who's a little more experienced than them.
Uh-huh.
And we determine based on their performance whether they're ready for the big show. And we had 4 of those matches. No audience in the building. We had 4 of those matches. I had enough guys where we paired up 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. And I sent them all out there. I said, you got 5 minutes. Give me an infomercial on who and what you are and tell me why you're worth putting on the show. And I specifically was in a production meeting when they began filming it, and then I didn't want to go in there and see any of it because I'd like to watch it on tape to see how it would have looked from an audience perspective, so I don't have a skewed idea of it.
Right.
But that was before the doors had opened, and so that is going to be a regular segment now that we're going to be adding into some of our social cue stuff as far as social media and things like that. We're going to be able to share that with our audience, so that way they also have something to be excited about of up and coming wrestlers that may not be on the shows yet, but they sure are hoping and praying in 6 months they see that guy because they're invested in him now too. Ozzy and Goosh went out there and did such a good job that they were right where they needed to be, where the show could only go up. You know what I mean? But they didn't go so far and above and beyond that the guys after them couldn't go out and follow it. And I just thought that it was just luck of the draw. It could not have been luckier for Ozzy. But I'm sorry, I mentioned Hannah. I put her down at the corner of the ring by the entrance as a timekeeper. She was ringing the bell and grabbing gear for the rest of the night. I didn't tell her this, but I was going to tell her the reason I put her there, since she's training, is now she has a front row, best seat in the house of being able to watch what's happening in the ring and understand how she's going to have to do her job. And she's also doing it with a roster full of people that are going to be opponents for her when she's ready. She doesn't realize how much of a teaching moment that is.
Right.
And she's going to, but she did a great job. She worked with everybody well. She hit all cues. She listened everywhere. And we were very well prepared for this too. We had radios. There were 6 radios, 3 IFBs. We were able to communicate with our referees, and huge step up for the company. I working with them for 11 out of 12 years that they've been around. Huge step up for the company. And for the first time, I was in a role that wasn't wrestling related, where I wasn't in the ring performing.
Yeah.
And I was excited to be there to do something else. Mm-hmm. I had that jitter feeling of like, I might not be wrestling tonight, but I want to do the very best I can to make this show the very best I can.
Right. Now, you're illiterate when it comes to social media, so this is these are some loaded questions you may not know the answers to.
Illiterate's putting it nicely.
High Voltage, is that available on YouTube exclusively, or
it's going to be on YouTube Live? Yep. It's like think of a YouTube TV type thing.
Okay, so you're going to go to AWF's YouTube channel, and it should be running live on there, and then available on demand after that.
I believe so. And as a matter of fact, when we're done here, our promoter has been hard to reach this because he's had so much on his plate.
Right.
I'll find the exact link so we can start putting it on the show so people can see the most updated version of each taping. I believe we're doing 4 30-minute episodes where each episode will have like 2 matches, maybe 3.
Right.
Vignettes, promos, pre-tapes, things like that.
Right.
So for 30 minutes, you're going to have an action-packed show. But yes, technically you are correct. There'll be a link that you can go to, and you'll be able to. It'll air at a certain time. I'm hearing that it's going to be Fridays. This is kind of our trial run, so they want to make sure that they can get post-production done in a timely fashion to make sure it goes up on Fridays. But that is primarily what we're aiming for right now.
All right, so let me look up AWF's YouTube.
And I promise they're further along and know what they're doing and on how to do this. I'm just too stupid to understand any of this part.
Right. That's why I said these some loaded questions. So, Arizona Wrestling Federation is at Arizona Wrestling Federation on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And that's where you're going to want to go to find them. And 16th, God willing, if everything goes smooth, 16th, the first episode of High Voltage will be launching.
That's correct.
All right.
And from the sounds of it, that should be about 2 matches, correct?
Should be. Yeah, there might be some other things added into that episode that gets added from pre-production because everything's Japanese entrances for right now. So that gives us more time to give you more wrestling rather than having to, have long entrances and all that stuff. We'll save those for the big shows.
Yeah.
Right.
Because really this is an infomercial as to why you should buy a ticket to
the big
Bullshooter
shows.
Yeah.
Right. This is WWF Superstars in
correct.
between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble.
That's right. And given the way things went Saturday, I mean, I didn't expect everything to be perfect, but it went so abundantly well that I think I don't know if I'm allowed to say who's involved of helping me produce the show, but it's another wrestler on the card that we're all friends with.
All right.
But he and I kind of ran the show from...
I know who you're talking about.
The only thing we were told is hands off the main event. The booker and the promoter wanted that. Him and I did everything underneath. We went and sat through a production meeting. We looked at the card and said, I'll agent this match, you agent this match. Since there's multi people in this match, we'll both agent it, put it together. We took turns timing the matches. So one match he would time it and produce it with the referee and talk to the referee. The next one we'd switch off. He had to wrestle on the card that night, so I took over for a good chunk of the show so he can go do his part. But we ran like a well-oiled machine. And at one point I looked at him and I said, we do this really well as a team.
I love
and
it.
He's like, yeah, we really do.
Well, the two of you have chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was fortunate to be able to run the talent meeting before the show started, so I pulled all of the talent over, kind of gave them a quick run through of how we are going to work these matches in television format and setting. Put over some folks that I felt needed to be recognized for the hard work of making this show happen, cleaning up the facility and everything like that. And then told them if there's anything you need, because I'm the buffer between them and the head booker. So now he can run around and take care of other things, and now I filter through a lot of the questions and get them where they need to be on, throughout the night. So I held the talent meeting and everybody's on the same page. Couple hiccups here and there, but nothing that you would see on camera. It was more backstage stuff.
Right.
And overall, from top to bottom, the show, I don't think it could have gone any better for it being our first taping.
Awesome.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
That's good
I wish you
stuff.
were there, man. You would have really enjoyed it because we had some jam-packed matches in there.
I wish I was there.
How was the attendance?
Sold out.
I was about to say
Thanks
that
for
is a
asking. Thanks for asking. This is
dangerous question to ask since I didn't know the answer. I'd hate to hear 10.
I opened the show,
Uh,
and I'm glad that I did because I went out there to cut a promo and say hello to the audience, and I looked around and didn't see one empty seat in that building.
Yeah.
This is a small venue, comparatively speaking, to what we do because it is our academy. It's our training facility, so it's not as large of an area, but we can fit couple hundred in there if we really squeeze them in.
Again, if you remember the TBS shows from back in the day, the NWA TBS shows, it's along those lines.
It's like studio wrestling.
Right.
It's just like studio wrestling. However, in this case, and I don't know if this is too inside baseball, they'll appreciate me saying this live on air, but to make profit based on because there are a discounted ticket sale because we don't want to charge as much as we charge for the big shows.
Right.
I think we needed 50 to 75 chairs filled to make the profit. Cover building stuff and all that. I think we were able to squeeze in 120 chairs, and every one of them was filled. Every chair was filled. We sold that. Now you hear 120
That's
people.
jam packed.
Yeah, you hear 120 people, and you're like, "Ooh, big deal!" Like most of your shows do 500.
Right.
I understand that, but we're talking 500 in a huge venue, comparatively speaking, to a venue you can damn near barely fit a thimble into, and we packed the house from wall to wall. And that says a lot for the guy whose breakout match, unbeknownst to him that he was having, opened that type of show.
Right.
The very first inaugural AWF high voltage taping we ever had, and the first face they saw was Ozzy G and Dagoosh, and they went out there and did it in front of a sold out house. And then girl like Alyssa goes out there, has her very first match, her debut match in her whole career. She goes out there and says, "I worked a sellout crowd." Because every seat was full. I know it doesn't sound like much for 120 seats, but when every one of those seats paid to get into the building.
Oh, and let's face it, 2 points. One, you didn't give away any of the tickets.
Correct.
They were all bought. And two, there are indie companies all over the place who'd kill for 120 people in a building.
And also keep in mind, this was a very predominantly heavy local show. We didn't bring in a bunch of New Mexico guys. We didn't bring a bunch of Cali guys. We didn't bring in a bunch of Texas guys, Vegas guys. We had a couple, Actually, now that I think about it, I can't think of anybody that traveled in here because Clutch actually lives here in Arizona now, so he doesn't count as a travel guy. He was in Vegas. Outside of him, I can't think of anybody else that traveled here. Maybe Marty Snow, I think, because I think he's in Texas or New Mexico. He's the only guy off the top of my head that I can think of that traveled. And if I'm missing anybody, we still appreciate you for traveling out here for high voltage. All I'm trying to say is predominantly these were all of our local, homegrown talents that went out there and had a hell of a show.
Yeah, this is the wrong show. This is NSFW Z Money. I hate you too.
How come you're putting OG in front of Z Money now? Freaked me out on Xbox.
Overly gay Z Money.
You just got man in blacked.
From behind.
The most verbally violent man in Arizona.
Nothing there's wrong with overly gay. It just means like you're more noticeably gay. Like,
That's right.
I don't care.
But I'm glad your first show is sold out, and I pray the trend continues.
Thank you. I think it will. I think we made a good enough impression on our audience that they're going to realize that this is worth the if they're loyal to our product and our brand, and they'll stop at nothing to see that AWF banner anywhere at any time. They're going to feel like for the lower ticket costs to be a part of the set decoration now as a live audience member, they're going to think it's worth the investment. I think I certainly would. Not
getting ahead of myself, but being the place to check out the new talent and the up and coming talent, and the premiumness of the tickets. Wouldn't it be spectacular if down the road the tickets to get into the training center were more than your big shows?
I would love that.
Because you only have 120 of them instead of 500.
I'd love that, but then what would ultimately happen is the bigger shows would be in higher demand.
Oh, that's true.
So we'd be charging more for those too. But I love the fact that we are in a humble enough spot that we are affordable to people, whether it's the taping or the live show. Right. And you get great wrestling on either or.
If you want to take the family out, and this isn't just high voltage, this is all AWF stuff. Take the family out for an affordable night of entertainment. I mean, you can't do better than any indie show, and AWF in particular. And because
I appreciate
it's the only affordable family function left. You can't go to a ball game. You can't go to a football game. You can't go to a WWF show. I don't know what AEW is doing. You may be able to squeeze in.
Let's check. They're here today.
They're hardly ever here.
They're here today.
They're hardly ever here, and then they're here today. Thanks.
Oh yeah, so
Thanks,
I'll just shut the fuck up then.
So yeah, so yeah, you know, you're shelling out $120 a ticket to go to the big show, and you're sitting in the nosebleeds.
Right.
Nobody's having fun up there, and you're gonna walk away with all that overpriced merch.
I'm glad you just said
Spend
that
$1,000.
too, because at the venue that we performed in on Saturday, our training academy, even the back row, I think they fit on the largest side of the building. They fit 4 rows of chairs.
Right.
Even in the back row, in the farthest seat away from the ring, you're 10 feet from the ring. So you're not missing anything. Every seat in the house is a good seat in the house.
Is a great seat. Every seat's a floor seat, and every seat's a great seat. And there's
That's right.
only 120 tickets. Do you know when the next high voltage taping is?
Yeah, I actually, it's going to be, not off the top of my head, but I have a whole schedule written down. What I'll do is I'll send it to you so you can maybe even do like the majority, because we have most of the majority of the year booked out for TV tapings. So I'll just give you the whole schedule so you can plug it on the show for anybody who maybe can't make it on the show
and on my ex, because there's only 120 tickets.
Don't quote me on this. I want to say it might be February 11th or something. I had a lot of shit going on Saturday, so I don't remember all the dates off the top of my head. But
so you don't want to wait when those tickets are available. You want to snag them up because FOMO is real.
Probably might be the 13th. Is on a Friday. You guys tape on a Friday, right?
Saturday.
You guys tape on this?
Oh, you know what? It's Valentine's Day, I think, is what it is. Because I remember that date sticking in my head.
Yeah.
I think it's Valentine's Day.
Well, what a perfect thing to take your love to.
And you know why I just now remembered that too? Is because I remember my promoter was like, "Yeah, that's going to be a problem for half of these guys. You know, they're gonna Valentine's Day is going to be a big deal."
Welcome to the life of a wrestler. You're going to miss
Exactly.
baby births, weddings. Funerals,
I've done it.
graduations. You're gonna birthdays. You're gonna miss it all.
And that was
you're a wrestler.
I won't go too far into detail, but there were some issues and some problem children that we had on Saturday. I won't name who they are, but they had an issue with the fact that me and another individual were kind of running the show. And for me, it was just like, no. I'm the one that did all the miles. I'm the one that hit the planes.
Right.
Never missed a show. Was never late. I missed my daughter growing up for this, and I made a lot of sacrifices, and I've worked my ass off enough to be educated enough to do what I'm doing now, so you don't get to shit on what I've done. And that's something I've probably said a little sternly over the weekend, was because I said there's an expectation, because now my name, not just as an on-screen general manager role, because I am in that role, but I take the production side of it as a whole nother entity of opportunity and whole other section of obligations and duties. My name is now attached to this product, and my fingerprints are on this product in a way that it's not. There's more to it than me just lacing my boots up and going out there. So now it's like my name and reputation is attached to this, and I expect a standard, and I expect everybody to perform at or above that standard.
Right.
And I think for the most part, everybody did this weekend, which I'm extremely humbled and happy to be able to say.
Awesome.
Well, to answer your question,
yes, AEW tickets.
AEW tickets. If you want to take a family of 4, mom, dad, father, son, and daughter, it will run you $35 a ticket.
Oh, that's not bad.
But they're at Arizona Financial, where, if you know the venue, it is single-sided with a stage facing the back. So what would be the pit at a normal concert is the ring.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And so it is your classic movie theater setup, just a downward thing of
Cheers.
seat.
Right.
And
Wasn't
the
that
stage.
kind of like how they did it at Daly's place? It sounds similar, right?
I don't know what Dailies is.
That's where they were filming during most of COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Almost like an amphitheater type. setting.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and if it makes anybody feel better, I think the tickets for AWF High Voltage were $10 a ticket.
Yeah.
That's somewhere around $5-10. I don't know. So it's
you could not take your family out for McDonald's one night and go see AWF High Voltage.
With how affordable we've made these tickets for AWF High Voltage tapings, you would spend more taking your wife and children to McDonald's than you will for 2 hours of straight entertainment.
After the 2 hours of straight entertainment, you haven't spent much money, even after visiting all the merch tables. And when you go to these shows, guys, visit the merch tables. That's how a lot of these guys are getting paid.
That's right.
So visit the merch tables. You're still going to have money left to take the family to McDonald's and get them Happy Meals. Yeah, that's an evening, boy.
Or you can take them to the place that supplies NSFW and Big Lip Radio with their sustenance.
Where's that?
Little Caesars.
That's right.
Geez.
Every
Not an ad.
I get Little Caesars.
Not an ad. But I'm glad everything went well. I'm looking forward to actually seeing the shows hit YouTube. We will plug them as soon as they go live. If Alyssa wants to be the first new talent on the show, she is more than welcome. Just let me know what day works best for her.
And the reason I thought about her was because I would just love to hear her explain to a brand new audience what it's like to walk into a building and knowing that you're going to do something for the first time in front of a live audience. There's plenty of people. I want Ozzy on here. I want Goosh on here. But Alyssa stands out to me because of how great of a job she did and how proud of her I was. I would like to see how she explains the feeling of going out there into a sold out crowd for the very first time in her life. I just think that would be a great thing to hear from somebody. But yes, I would like to get plenty of wrestlers on here and make that a regular thing.
Well, it's Bulk show, so I hate speaking for Bulk, but bring them all.
I will. Yeah. I'll go through the proper channels to get permission for some of these guys preliminarily to get them on the show.
Bring them all, and all I gotta say is just don't bring that rambunctious Canadian piece of shit, Rudy Rogers.
Rudy Rogers is the best.
That man shoved me into a wall.
I got him good in the line on a pre-tape, though.
Yeah.
He walked in talking to me about he wants to know who his opponent is and stuff like that. I said, you're getting a 3-in-1. It's the circuit system, which is kind of a gimmick situation for one of our gals on the show. And he goes, you're putting me in a handicap match? I said, no. You were born as handicapped as you can be at 5'0". I can't do anything to handicap you anymore. Your opponent's standing behind you.
All right, so Z Money asked how much are WWE tickets going for? So take a family of 4 to go see WWE, and they are playing in the Phoenix Arena, which is where the Phoenix Suns play.
Right.
For the nosebleeds.
All right, crappy tickets.
$68 a piece.
Wow.
Does it say what the front row or floor seats would be for that?
Yeah. What does it go up
PLEs
to?
are PLEs are astronomical, even for nosebleeds now.
So
from what I'm hearing,
the mid tier is starting at $230.
What is mid tier though? Is that above floor seats?
That's right above floor seats.
So like you're on that section that's just got that downgrade.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. And floor seats are. Let me check this area. Oop. Sorry.
Oh, can't wait to hear this. Their ticket prices have gotten out of control lately.
$316
for floor.
For floor.
I remember going to Monday Night Raws when tickets were less than $100 a person for good floor seats. And I got to be in the ring with Eugene and William Regal when I was 10 or 11 years old, and we won those tickets on the radio.
I remember going to Raw and Nitro, and what they would do is before the cameras went live, they would move everybody over to one side of the auditorium. You know, if you got cheap seats up there, grab an open seat. Everybody down here, so that way they would film all the action from the angle that showed what looked like a full crowd, and it's a third sold out.
That's what AEW does.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, no, people. I have seen people say they specifically buy cheap seats because, and they'll leave better seats available because they have to film from that one direction because they want to show the crowd.
Right.
So they'll pull people in and they'll just change the angle of the camera to where it still gets a good look at the ring, but you can't see the empty seats.
Right. We did something actually very similar at our taping on Saturday. So because of the way the building is laid out and the size of the ring and stuff, it's an 18 by 18. If you got the ring here and the entrance ramp is here, hard cam's over here, what we did is we put our fans in a horseshoe shape around the ring. So it's this side, this side, this side. The ring is so close to the east side wall in our building that's going to be used as a utility wall. We might put a projector up there so people can see live promos and things like that. But I had that's stationed for cameramen to maneuver around the ring without getting in front of paying audience members in their way or their view. So when you really think about it, the way the building is utilized based on its size and shape, one quarter of the building there's no fans in, but we pack it in. We make up for it by putting an extra row here and here and here. So we still get all 120 seats, but we have a utility wall that we also have to try to make sure we don't put on camera now.
It's all sold out, and that's what counts.
That's right.
Yeah. There was asses in seats. If Bulk was there, you'd have to spend $20 because he'd need 2 seats.
There you go.
Or at least save an end seat for me and just put a Bulk.
Yeah.
The seat reserved for Bulk.
Right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end, like so that way I can have my leg a little bit in the entrance, but not too far in there.
One thing I also really loved is the fact that that big screen that you've seen us use with the projector for bull shooters.
For bull shooters, yes.
I was just showing you the video where we actually had that up underneath the rolling garage section, so the entire building could see it. That was for theme music, video packages, entrance video, our intro. So like, it's almost like having a Titantron in a small building,
right?
Which is going to come in. It's going to pay out dividends for us to be able to show audience members what has just happened backstage, what has just happened in a pre-tape, things like that. The continuity of the show is going to that problem is almost going to solve itself in a way, And I just I got those goosebump feelings when the show started, and I could hear the audience getting rumbly and anxious and tireless.
Right.
Like, I was filming the backside of the projector, watching the video go, and I was just like, here we go. This is because I felt like I was in a high pressure environment. I told my wife that's part of why I liked it. It was fast, it was stressful, it was overwhelming, and I loved it because I performed better in those scenarios.
Right.
And that's how I felt throughout the whole show. Is everything not life or death, but everything's high stakes, and because I think everybody treated it that way, it went as well as it did.
Every movement mattered.
That's right. That's right.
So, I just want to touch on one final topic before we end the show, because we got about another 10 minutes.
All right.
About another 10, 12 minutes. So, Papa J, I don't know if you saw over the weekend, I left a message in the Discord that I finally seen a children's movie. And it was a children's movie called Elio. And the comment I left in the Discord was that I had just watched Elio, and it was surprisingly the best Disney movie I've seen in recent time. Talking about Disney children's movie.
Right.
And then I noticed it was Disney Pixar, and then I realized why. Because if you leave Disney alone to make a children's movie, they make a political agenda.
Right.
Where Disney Pixar, when Pixar makes a movie, they're just like, we're making movies for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't leave Disney alone to themselves.
No.
Unsupervised.
Right.
No.
They end up jerking off into their own mouth.
If they're left into their own devices, then you're going to have nothing but a political statement.
Yeah. What was I can't even remember the name of the movie. It came out just before Elio. It was another like space travel type movie where it's just like, oh yeah, the parents are lesbians and the uncle is gay and this person's is it's just LGBT alphabet the movie.
Right. They alphabet the movie.
Yeah.
What is Elio about?
Elio is about a young boy whose parents pass away. I don't remember them saying exactly how they passed away.
Right.
And
That's what Bambi's about.
Yeah, that's true.
And he is taken in by his aunt. But his aunt works for the military. She works at one of the satellite observation bases.
Right.
And, Elliot just feels like he doesn't fit in because, he doesn't have his parents or anything. And then he ends up discovering, like, he walks through a museum and he ends up learning about the Voyager, the Golden Disc, about aliens and everything. And so he believes, well, nobody wants me here on Earth. Maybe the aliens will want me.
Oh, man, that's harsh.
Yeah. And
poor guy.
And so, he just becomes obsessed with outer space. And the movie is like, he actually gets contacted and abducted by aliens, lies that he's the leader of Earth. And they end up trying to send him to go negotiate with a warlord.
Right.
And then everything just starts to go downhill from him at that point.
To be fair, he didn't have to go to space to be with the aliens. All he had to do was head to the Mexican border.
Hey, just move to Arizona.
He could have been with the illegal aliens and probably still got some good food.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he did have a lot of food and drinks and snacks and stuff while he was there. So
Stop the elote, man.
This weekend, the missus and I had the opportunity to babysit for the man in black's children, and his little twins. Are they 3?
Yeah, they'll be 4 in a couple
Just
weeks.
coming up to 4, and I'd never seen Inside Out. And
I still haven't, by the way.
another Disney Pixar. It's worth it. It was a good movie.
There's a second one.
They put that on. Yeah. They made a second one. They put that on, and so we sat down and watched that one. I only had 2 naps. It was a good movie.
Oh, that's nice.
They were so excited for you to come over because Nevaeh, like I've told him several times, he's got that grandpa thing to him that kids just love.
Uncle Dad.
So like my kids watch when I'm on the show because they love that Dad's on the show, but they want to see Papa J too. So when I get home, they're like, "Dad, you were on TV with Papa J," and I'm like, "Yeah, that was us. That was Papa J." So
that was us.
They heard that Miss Kim and Papa J were coming over, and my daughter just chased me around the house, going, "Dad, I want Papa J. When Papa J gonna be here?" She's 3 years old, and she loves the host of this show, or I'm sorry, the host of Big Lip Radio.
Yeah, I was cuddling babies and watching Disney Pixar, and I'm like, oh, my grandbabies have gotten too old. You know?
You got one that's just still on you.
Oh,
Here.
she's always sitting on my lap,
Yeah.
right? But she's 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
She's
How old is she again?
7.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She's a little 7.
Yeah.
She's not a very big girl, but yeah, that's all she wants to do is sit on my lap.
That's
all
what
day
grandpas
long,
are for.
As soon as I get home, right?
When you got baby girls and granddaughters and stuff, that's what grandpas are for,
It's
man.
the best.
My daughter is hitting that point where she wants to cuddle and have the affection from me, but also I'm 10. I don't need it now.
Too cool.
So this over the weekend, she had just woken up and I'm just laying in bed and she's like, it's cold, and so I'm like, oh, come lay down with me. And I didn't realize I was cold until she got into my bed. And I was just like, oh, you're warm. So I had ice cold hands and I'm just like, neck.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter, she is 11, and she's the same way. Like, she'll run right up to me and hug me, kiss me. She used to be the biggest daddy's girl, but now she's old enough to have friends. She wants to be cool to her friends.
Right.
She won't kiss me around people. She'll give me a real quick hug around people. If I walk in the door from somewhere and she's home from school, she'll run up and give me a big hug and give me a kiss, and I'll ask her how her day was. But if we're like around people, it's just like side hug. Bye. Dad's not cool enough anymore now.
My daughter has learned better than that. She tried to do that to me. Try to freeze me out in front of her friends. And I told her, I'm like, you do that to me again, I'm gonna embarrass you worse than if you would have given me a hug. and so she tried to do that, and after school she gave me like the quick side hug and tried to run across the street. And the crossing guard was there, and so I just yelled after her. I'm like, Jade, don't run from me. I just love you. And this is school release, so. She's like, oh my God, Dad.
Yeah.
I just embarrassed her on Friday because she's like, Dad, you need to hurry. Like, she's like, I want to hurry up and go. And so they love their Papa J.
Yep, the little screen up at top, it didn't show up on the big screen.
Oh, I can't see that. Holy shit.
But
Those don't work that well.
but she's like, you need to hurry up. And obviously I don't like being rushed to do anything. So I decided, I'll go to my phone. She's like, what are you looking for your phone? So I picked up Obafemi's theme and just started doing his walk all the way to the car. As the people are passing, she's like, oh no.
When that's their reaction, is trying to hide their own face, you did it right.
Yeah. My son gets my old car, the red car, had a bunch of the anime stickers on it. And when I got this new car, I just haven't put any on. I have them still. I haven't put any on. And my son's like, thank you. And I'm like, what? He's like, you don't have those dang stickers on your car anymore. It's so embarrassing. You know how much I have to hear about the weird dad that's got all the girl stickers on his car? And I'm like, I don't care what you say. When you were little, you used to tell me that you would get older and be successful and buy me a Lamborghini so I could put hentai stickers all over it.
Yeah.
Well, because that's it's a line from a song he used to like, where the song's actually called "Hentai Lamborghini."
Oh my god, what was he listening to?
I was listening to Nerd
That's
Rap.
crazy. Nerd Rap.
He didn't know what hentai was. The guy
Right.
was saying, "I'm gonna put hentai stickers on my Lamborghini."
Did you just say nerd rap?
Yes,
That's a genre?
yes,
I guess. First I'm hearing of it.
yeah. It's like it's rapping centered around video games, anime, TV shows.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that who did the theme for this show?
No, that was AI.
That was AI. Go ahead and
That's ZI.
you get canceled for that now for using AI.
Yeah. I don't have the funds to commission my favorite artist yet.
I'll just write a verse and I'll come in here and rap it for you guys.
Yeah.
There's
the
Bob.
man.
It's Bob. Right as we're wrapping up for the day.
Wrap it up. All right.
For this show. But I do want to remind everybody that to like, subscribe, go down in the description, and you'll see a link for the Big Lip Radio Discord.
Join that.
NSFW is a part of Big Lip Radio family, but this is the internet's most family-friendly NSFW podcast, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. Thank you, Alex, the man in black, for joining us. Hopefully to have you back on more. Hopefully to have more talent on. Except for that Canadian son of a bitch, Rudy Rogers. You guys have a great night. Peace.
See ya.